Guitar players.
What's going on? What's going on?
You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, with every spring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet.
Yeah, I can hear you, Dan.
Yeah, something's wrong with Scott. He can't hear anything. He's trying to figure it out. What's going on? You got the E-Man shirt on, man.
Oh, yeah. The latest. The latest and the greatest. That's all.
I forgot the card.
Again? Your headphones are going to die. Again?
I use it so much. Guitar Players Planet. There you go. Guitar Players Planet. Nice. Guitar Players Planet. Still waiting on Scott. I'm just wondering. Guitar Players Planet. Guitar Players Planet. Yeah, they could hear us live for some reason. Why is that? I thought I had everybody on. Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. With the music, Scott looks like he logged in and logged out. So how's it going, man?
It's going. I'm in the middle of processing. I'm doing deconvolution right now.
Ah, fun stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I love it. You know what? I found, actually I didn't find it. I had another meeting with Ron over the weekend.
Okay.
And he showed me a little trick with decon.
Okay.
Instead of using a mask for everything, you know what I mean? So when you do the decon,
you have the decon mask, you've got the local mask, the local support mask.
Well, you still need the LDSI.
Okay.
You still need that. But instead of masking everything, just mask the part. So you don't decon the background of the stars. You just want to deconvolve the parts where you just want to kind of smooth out a little bit. So those subtle areas of the nebula that you want to bring out, whatever, you make a game mask for just those sections of the picture.
Interesting.
Invert the mask so you just deconvolve those parts. And then if you want, if you have stars in there,
yeah,
you make a star mask and you use pixel mask to add the game mask and the star mask together, so you just get the stars in the section that you want to deconvolve, where you made that game mask. So
I still haven't figured out all of pixel math and how it all works, dude. I hate it.
No, it's once you get your head around, don't get me wrong, I know the basic stuff, but if you do percentage T, which is your target image, right? Yeah. And then plus the name of the next image.
Yeah.
And we'll add those two together.
Okay.
So if you're just doing your two masks and the star mask, it's just gonna fill in the stars in your game mask. It won't do the stars all over the place.
Right.
So you'll just have the stars in there. So you'll have some protection on those stars.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, dude. I tell you, I bounce. I still use APP. I use APP for all of my integration. I actually use APP for my my filter for my channel combination, for my RGB combined, because it basically does kind of pixel math in a way, where it's but it's with sliders, so you can slide your different your percentages of your red, green, and blue channels, and then do a calculation. It'll give you an idea, and it'll put out what what it thinks is what it feels is correct.
Sure.
So it does its own pixel version. It does its own version of pixel math, right?
And go on. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear me.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry, go ahead, Eric.
So it does its own version of pixel math, which and I just mess with the sliders and figure out what's the best, what I like, because it's all to the photographer's taste, and then I save it as an unstretched image, and then I drop it. Then I do my background. I do my background and light pollution extraction. All within APP, and then I dump it into PI, and then I do my decon, and I do everything else. Then I do all my normal rest of my stretchings. Either I do what is the big difference between arc stretch and histogram, arc sign stretch and histogram stretch?
Honestly, I don't want to make something up. I probably could, but I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, then that's fine. If you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know. I really don't. I really use the histogram stretch, and that's pretty much it. Just get that point, that 10% gray, and you'll get a nice look back. I don't want to make take a look. Yeah,
because I tend to, it just depends. Sometimes I like what arc stretch does, and sometimes I like, sometimes I like what histogram, what his transformation does.
I'm gonna assume it has something to do with the signal to noise.
It probably does.
That's a total guess.
Yeah.
Total guess. But maybe
this is awful stuff.
Your audio is hot on the live channel, by the way. By the way, the white balance, neutral white balance, is not 10% gray. It's 18.
It's 10% for me because that's what I like.
Oh, well.
You can use whatever whatever you want to use. I think anything like what's that?
I have no idea.
What's what?
Sounds like somebody flushed the toilet.
It sounds like a coffee grinder.
Yeah, I'm in the basement, so it's all of my pipes are all exposed. Yeah, somebody in the bathroom.
I think they all heard that.
Yeah, it was like revisiting the bunker house. I just.
Let me take care of something really fast. Yeah, I'll be right back.
2 seconds to go on.
All by myself. All by myself.
Don't sing, let's get whatever viewers you got.
It's gonna be all by myself. Yeah, Jim. Sing along. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, Star Trek. I see it. And that must have been John Nielsen.
On Nielsen. Yeah. It's 1980 possible. God, are we really that old? Holy cow. 40 years. No, 40 years. Yep. That's insane. Hush.
All right.
All right, we good to go?
I'm good.
We're good.
Yeah, I watched a great oldie just before I jumped on here. I stood up old Sean Connery movie. Sean Connery, Mark Harmon in the Presidio.
Presidio.
Yes, great. It's a great movie.
Talk to me when you see Zardoz.
You know, I saw that one advertised.
Oh, you saw it advertised. Okay, you never saw it.
Yeah, I saw it advertised. I don't think I've ever seen it though. The one that I did like from Sean Connery that was out of this world, so to speak, was Outland.
Outland.
Outland
Yeah,
was awesome. Oh yeah,
All right, ready to go?
great movie. Yep.
Here we go. 10 seconds out. Good evening, all.
Hey there.
We're only 6 minutes late. There we go. We're
Not bad.
6 minutes late.
6 minutes late. And then 9
According to Mark.
times.
Time.
What was that from Ferris Bueller? 9 times.
9 times.
Yeah. So
Another great movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know everybody heard what we were talking about. I hope we didn't offend anybody on while we were offline. Some of this controls on this thing I just can't get. But that being said, let's see. We already got a bunch of people talking. Let's see. Jim Zastra wanted you to sing a little bit more. George Lund said hello, and then he must have recognized the music as well because he goes Con. And let's see, Mark Ellis. Mark. I'm gonna make an award for Mark Ellis because he has the most amount of posts on the stream that I actually have to check before I send out. Because it could be offensive or something, and I don't know. But I think he's the only one that has it. He said we were yakking like a bunch of women at the mall, so I can see how that could be a little offensive to some people.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we got some news yesterday, and you guys don't know this yet, so. We have a returning guest next week on next Wednesday. And this returning guest has just put a tutorial on for his YouTube channel and his webpage, and he was on once before. He also
is it Yoda?
Well, it is Star Trek related because he just put a post about Star Trek 2.
But Yoda's Star Wars. Hello.
Well, it's kind of related. It's science fiction. If you look at some of the tweets out there, there's some
that.
Talk about offending people. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about to
You're
hang
gonna
up
have
right
Trekkies
now
and
myself.
Star Trek and Star Wars fans like sending you hate mail.
Come on, you never saw the Star Wars, Star Trek kind of like the mashup with the
Yeah, it was called
Picard?
Spaceballs.
No, it was Picard versus Kirk. It was great. Come on, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, gosh.
but and then at the end the Millennium Falcon swooped in, so it was kind of cool. But yes, Mark, Sean Nielsen will be back with us next Wednesday to come hang out with us and talk about his his new tutorial and a bunch of other stuff that he's been doing. So he will be back.
Cool beans.
He's
it's always good to have Sean on here.
I love
man.
Sean's great. And
Sean's awesome.
if you don't know who Sean Nielsen is, I just pronounced it wrong. I'm sorry, Sean Nielsen. He is a really awesome guy. He's an astrophotographer. He's a YouTuber. He has a ton of followers all over the place. He also does reviews. He does tutorials, and he's got his own website. And both of them are Visual Dark or visualdark.ca on the web.
Yep.
So check him out. If you haven't seen him, he's got some really, really great stuff. Yes, he is watching Star Trek 2 right now. He did put a post just recently, and we were talking about that offline, and everybody heard it.
You know what's kind of funny about all this? You and I were before, this was all starting. You and I, we were talking about what I'm doing. We're doing some deconvolution. Mm-hmm. I'm following Yoda. I'm following Sean.
Sean is Yoda.
I'm following. Sean. Yes.
Sean is definitely
fine. Okay. Sean, I equate him. Yeah, he's maybe my Obi-Wan and my Sean. Obi-Wan Sean or Yoda Sean. Either one.
Obi-Sean.
He is Obi-Sean. Obi-Sean Kenobi. Because he is.
That's awesome.
I tell you, he's a freaking master, man.
When it
comes to and I'm actually on his, and I seriously watch his decon video every time I'm doing decon. Just because it's a fantastic reference, man. And anytime I'm doing decon, it's just so I make sure, because because it's all of this process, and I'm like, darn it, I forgot to do that.
Yep.
And then right there. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And if you're I'm sure you know this, but if you hit the little D under each process, a window pops up where you can type notes for that process and for your workflow. So when you hit the little D under the process, there's an N and a D, one for the name, one for the description. D, and then the window pops up, and you can type whatever you want in there, and it'll save there if you save the icons.
You know what? I learn something new every day. I learn something new every day.
You have to, man. You have to. Just like when I was telling you about that little game with the deconvolution with the game script. I thought that was a great tip. Just using the game script to make certain areas of the picture prevalent, where you want the the deconvolution, where you want it, you really want it. You don't really want it, around your stars, screwing up D-ringing and all that kind of stuff. You want it in those, like the Cygnus wall. You want to deconvolve that. You want to deconvolve the nice things that you want it to pop. And you don't want, if you have weird colors in your stars because you're doing narrowband, and everyone knows you do narrowband, you got kind of weird star color. That's why everybody takes RGB data later and plots it on top. But it's like, you don't want to make a bad thing worse, so just make the areas that pop, and then you take the mask of the 2 or 3 areas you want, and then if you want to take the stars out, do a star mask, add them together with pixel math, and then you protect the stars inside where you're deconvolving. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's something that Ron taught me. But Sean, we don't talk about Sean enough. We don't talk about him enough. We don't. And I just want to throw an apology out there to Sean, because we don't. Because you are, dude, the stuff you do is awesome.
It is. It's
awesome.
The videos, he makes them so easy and so good to follow. He makes them so easy to follow. He has such a great talent. To help guide you into this. It's awesome. It really is. He doesn't dumb things down or anything like that. But he just makes you feel comfortable in the way he's showing it. And I appreciate that.
No, yeah.
He's a great teacher. He's a great teacher.
Yeah, check him out.
And I know he's learned from some of the best there is. I mean, he's learned from Ron. So he's learned from other masters. No pun intended, but he has.
Yeah. And he now himself is a master. So
he is now a master.
So he is Obi-Wan.
Show enough. I am the master.
Oh, show enough.
Yes. He's got the glow. Yes. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta share the Borat photo. That photo is awesome.
I died. I was rolling.
The only thing it would be better than that was you to do yourself up in whiteface and do the Pennywise lines all the way up to your eyes.
Oh my God, in red hair.
Awesome.
That's
Halloween,
totally
dude.
common.
Halloween.
That's totally common. Somebody actually put that. I want to say it was Mark Ellis. Somebody threw up a Pennywise picture, and I was like, dude.
I wonder who that could have been.
With this hair, I could do that. So I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna get like the Krusty the Clown thing going.
Oh Lord.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get a red nose, white face. I'll make Jen do me up. I'm gonna scare the crud out of some kids. It's gonna be awesome.
Kids, you're gonna scare the crap out of some of their parents.
I'm gonna get the whole thing.
Dude, you start walking around like that and handing out people red balloons, I'm done.
We all float down here.
Anyway, so it's great that Sean's coming on. I don't know, but also other news, other Astro news.
You got
ZWO has kicked out 2 new cameras.
I did not know that. I've been out of the loop for that.
Yes, ZWO has kicked out 2 new cameras, 2 new planetary cameras.
Oh yeah, I did see those.
So I'm looking forward to if anybody gets them, it's going to be pretty cool to check them out. But here, I'll bring them up so we can see the new cameras that are coming. And let me share my screen here. Because so this is pretty cool stuff.
What do we got?
Top of my screen, share. And ironically, they're both the same price, but they do have quite a few differences. You have the ASI 485 MC planetary camera. This is a 1.5 inch sensor, decent resolution.
What's the frame rate?
It's 39. It's 39 frames per second. It's USB. Does have small pixels. These are quite small. 2.9.
Okay.
2.9
microns. What was the sensor size?
1.5.
It's 1.5 inches. It's 11
on the diagonal.
Yes, on the diagonal. It's 11.1 by 6.2 millimeters.
Okay.
That's not. That's not 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches is like 35 centimeters.
Well, this is what it's saying here: 11.1 times 6.2 millimeters.
They've got that. Yeah, they've got that wrong. That's more like a half an inch.
Okay.
Yeah, well, 25.4. 25.4 is an inch. Millimeters.
Okay. I don't do math.
That might be.
I'm with you, Eric.
Yeah, that might be a typo.
Is like the
I can't see it. I can't see it. I've got a little tiny screen. I can't see it.
Yeah, sorry, but this one is they're saying actually the resolution is much larger on this one. This is the 785, I believe. Yeah. Compared to the new one, the other one I'm going to show you is 4 times bigger than the other one, which is the 462. And the 462 is right here, or 482. No, there's a 462 right there. So it's bigger than the 462. And so, of course, the 462 is now on sale. And the 462 has been. I've seen pictures. I've seen planetary pictures of people using the 462, and they look great. They really do.
So
But this has
new.
No, the 462 is not new. The 482 is the other one that's new. The 482, right. It's the other new one. Yes, and it's also a 1.5 inch sensor. This is using the Sony 482 sensor. And this
that's got to be a typo.
This is a huge pic. Now this one is one I'm quite interested in. Is the 482. Reason I say that is I'm very curious, and I hope at some point that they decide to make a mini, a dedicated guide scope with this sensor. Reason is, check out that pixel size. That pixel size is 4.8. It's 5.8 microns.
No,
those are big pixels.
It's 1 to 1.2 inches. They don't have an exact.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading that stuff wrong.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's
1 to 1.2.
Yeah, it's not 1.5.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
It's about a
like I said, I'm not good with math. I'm not good with math.
It's an IMX 482. So.
Okay. So, but look at the pixel size, 5.8 microns. That's big compared to this. My 174, I believe, is like 4.7, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check. But that has also some large pixels. But that's also a large pixel guide scope, which is great for SCTs and for off-axis guiders.
Yeah.
So this one at 5.8 microns, these have some big pixels as well. So this is going to be really good if they to use this as a guide scope, as a guide camera rather, for Schmidt-Cassegrain for your off-axis guiding. So
yeah, if they make that, if they pull that mini out, yeah.
If they miniaturize it, that would be kind of cool. But this has also a huge well depth.
Now, let me ask you, do you know as far as cropping the sensor, will your frame rate go up as in like the other cameras?
I bet it would. I'm
sure it would. I'm just wondering what the max frame rate is on
because right now with the 462's frame rate, 482 rather, its frame rate, it's saying right now it's describing it says 83 frames per second.
Oh yeah, so
with the 482.
Right now. Yeah, max frame per second is 82.5.
Okay.
For the 460, I'm sorry, the 482. All right.
The quantum efficiency on this one is 85%.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Which is still that's quite good.
Yeah.
And the 485, what's its quantum efficiency? It's also 85%. But it has a smaller well depth. It's smaller. It's only 13,000. How do you pronounce that? How do you? It's by electron. 13,000 electrons.
Yeah.
13 KE. 13,000 electrons. So it has a much smaller well depth compared to the 482. The 482 has a well depth of 51,000.
It's
electrons.
Interesting that it's both the same price, and I'm looking at.
And that's very interesting that they're both the same price. So it's like which is it? But they're saying also that the resolution is 4 times of what the current 462 is, which has been been out now maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe a year.
No, it's
about a year. About a year, and it's been a popular planetary camera. I still use the 224. Yeah, it is. It's much one of the better ones. I still use the 224, which is a workhorse of the planetary.
The 224 is awesome. Yeah, I still think that's a proven camera for.
It is. Planetary. It is a very,
but I'm looking
very.
At the max frame rates on the 462, and it's almost double.
It is.
It
is. It is double, or just over.
It's 50%. It's a little bit less. It's 136 as opposed to 83. So it's like 50% more.
Okay.
But
still.
Yeah.
So we got some new cameras that have just hit the streets.
Nice.
So good news there. For anybody who is interested in that type of stuff.
Yeah,
so
was asking quantum efficiency. I think you answered that. So
yeah, 85%.
So
yep. So that's pretty cool. Especially for myself and and Scott here, Schmidt guys. Who of course the Schmidts. You can do planetary with them really really well. So those are your planetary scopes. So for us, it's something. It's just kind of cool, And of course, I ordered my my AEP Plus.
Okay. Yep.
So mine's on the way. Because I was very it's very cool that I was selected as an ASI Air experienced officer. Yep. So I am looking forward to getting mine, and then I'll do my unboxing and start using it and do some videos on the ASI Air Plus. So I'm looking forward to it.
On the 14th. So
okay.
It's on the way.
Okay, I haven't checked my my shipping status or anything like that. I purchased it last week, so we'll just see what happens. I'm patient, so I'm patient.
Mine will be coming on the 19th.
Yep.
On the 19th.
That'll be coming when you finally get
Not at all.
Yes.
I also heard something. Correct me if I'm wrong. That Prima Luce brought out some new
software.
Software.
Play.
Yes,
do you
they
know
did.
Much about this?
Play. Yes, I do. I don't know much. I immediately. It's funny. So I saw the blast for the video, and and I immediately get on Facebook Messenger. I go, Tom. What the hell is this, Tom? What the hell? Why are you keeping secrets from me, Tom? I thought we were good, but I was totally joking aside. But I mean, it looks interesting. It's free. It looks like it's going to be their response to, There's been a lot of people asking for something like an ASI Air kind of operating system that everything's in there. So it looks like it's going to do a lot of the same things. I want to see a little bit more of the because it's going to be a new product for them. They have not done anything, but they have all the hardware. So all that you got to do is but it's also going to be able to not only use their hardware, but it'll be able to use everybody else's because it will be ASCOM driven. So that's
which is kind of cool, but it's almost like, all right, this is now it's good. It's almost like the AP wars have begun. It's like
George, I don't think that's accurate. I'll get some verification on that, but I'm pretty sure it works with everything.
I would be amazed if it didn't work with everything.
I'm 90
or most everything.
I could have sworn. I'll look. I will look. Yeah, I heard about that too, Mark. I did.
What?
So Mark blew the lid off this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So QHY is coming out with a competitor, which is not surprising, considering the route that they've been going with the ZWO and the barrel cameras and all that. But looks like they're going to be coming out with a competitor to the ASI Air, same price point, all that. So we'll see how that goes. That's
war.
Yeah, it's total war. It'll probably be purple. So
of course,
but will it be cross-platform compatible? Will you be able to use other people's equipment with it?
Well, I don't know.
Dollars to donuts.
You know what?
Probably
I would
not.
have to say yes because.
Really?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know of any QHY filter wheel, but I don't know about I haven't seen any QHY focusers.
Focusers?
Yet.
I mean, I'm not for nothing.
Same route, man.
If they were smart, they would make it just ASCOM compatible and just ASCOM drivers, and just do that
absolutely.
because people, I myself, I don't like being locked in.
So
You know,
I'm sorry, I got confirmation via text. Play will run on any PC with whatever brand component you wish to add, and it's free. That's exact wording from Tom. So
from Tom.
yeah. So
Sweet.
yeah. So it would be totally shocking to me if they were going to landlock this software after coming out with an Eagle that was based on using anything. So.
I'm using all ASCOM stuff. Yeah. I mean, that would
So-
be
so-
Felipe doesn't seem like he's that silly.
Filippo, man.
Filippo.
Don't
Felipe.
get
What I
the-
say? Felipe.
don't get the
Filippo.
man
He said
mad.
Filippo.
Filippo.
Don't get the man
See
mad.
that's why I kept my mouth shut, because I'm not gonna butcher somebody's name.
Well, I'm gonna butcher another one right now because we do have some other guests in the wings. So next month, and I confirmed with Peter Meyer for next month. Now I don't know much about his friend Don. I think it was. Do you know Don? Anybody? Bueller?
No.
Don who?
I guess a friend of his from telescopes.net from Woodland Hills. I don't know.
From
But,
Woodland Hills.
I don't know. But whatever the case may be. I could be having the name wrong, but the two of them are going to come on. So
I think Don is one of I think I've seen him in a lot. He does a lot of their, if I'm not mistaken, he does a lot of their promo
Okay.
YouTube videos.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
That's okay. Yeah, you better
But,
guess than I. But the two of them are going to be on next month.
Awesome.
The following month, if all goes well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. The following month, and I'm going to butcher it. I'm going to butcher it every time I say it until he comes on and teaches me how to say it. But Ivalo Stoyanov,
Okay.
who is the writer,
developer
from
of APT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is going to be on probably in what month are we in? So Sean,
We're
then
September.
Peter, then November.
Okay.
Actually, we might have two in November, or we might push him till December. So it looks like they're gonna have APT is gonna be coming out with a big update. So that's one of the reasons why he's coming on. But he's gonna be
Nice.
he's gonna be blowing it up on AstroWorld. So that's gonna be awesome. We also have the last of the Masters of Pixinsight. Warren Keller is going to come hang out with us in November 17th. He's coming down. He's that's been confirmed. November 17th, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Well, the two Wednesdays before, I think. But
Nice.
So that's what we got going on right now. I'm working on something for Christmas.
Okay.
I don't want to say what yet. So I'm working on something for Christmas, a little Christmas present. So I'm hoping
He's
that it
gonna
works.
hold it.
I'm gonna bring out Pennywise, but
The
yeah,
nightmare at Christmas.
Nightmare
No
in
kidding.
Levittown. There you go.
No kidding.
But that's what we got going on going towards the end of the year. So it seems like it's going to
Nice.
be a good run of a bunch of superstar guests. So
Yeah,
Sean,
nice.
Ivanov, Warren, and Pete Myers. That's the next 4 months. So
Very
got
cool.
something going on every month. So come on down, hang out with us, ask you questions. It's gonna be wild.
We gotta see if we can get Amy or Stacy to come on. We need to get some
I'm
some
gonna-
ladies.
You gotta
on
get some
here
of the girls.
Yeah, I
You
want
know,
to. I want to get either one of them.
Elena.
I know Stacy, for a while, she's getting back into it now. But for a while, she she was putting it online, and it's no secret. But she wasn't feeling well for whatever reason, and then she got a new job, a couple other things going on. But I only spoke to her a couple times on Instant Messenger. But I'll text her again and see how she's feeling.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get the the duo, the women of astrophotography on.
Absolutely. If we can get Amy and Stacy and Helena and others other ladies on, I think it'll be awesome, to show that this isn't a man's world.
No, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot.
This is,
I've seen there's also
some. What are you saying?
There's also what?
I was just going to say, there's also that young lady that's over in Scotland. I can't remember her name, but she's in like.
Said Molly Wakeling.
No, that's not her.
Okay.
But she's a young lady. She's on YouTube. She's on one of my YouTube channels,
Helena?
I think. But I can't. She's a young lady. She's like maybe in her very early 20s, maybe even younger than that. She's from Scotland. She lives in a Bortle 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's George confirmed.
Yeah.
That's Helena. Jim said Helena.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, she would be awesome to have on. She's got a great personality.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah, well, I'll give it a shot. I'll ask anybody. I don't care. What's the worst they can say? No.
Yeah, what's they can say is no. But
I tried to get
awesome.
Weave.
Oh, how did it work out? How did it work?
I got some work to do on that. So,
okay.
Okay. So, I mean,
Quiv is, he's great, so I watch a lot of his videos as well. He's got a Newtonian and he's in a Bortle 9. He's in Tokyo.
He's in Tokyo.
Yeah.
He's on his roof in Tokyo.
Yep.
So
well, the Bortle 9 isn't the Bortle 9 isn't the thing that screws him up. It's that shaky deck that he's on.
It's a shaky deck.
He walks.
Half his sky is gone because he's up against that wall.
Yeah. And people that complain about being in, high Bortle, I'm in a Bortle 6, and this and that. Yeah, watch Quiv, okay? See how bad you really got it.
Yeah,
The guy gets some amazing stuff from that deck, when he's, I don't know how many stories up in his, in his condo,
cool
but yeah.
Quiv is a trip. Yeah,
he is.
He's a
he is.
I know Scott. I know you haven't because you're in the middle of packing and and making the big move to the south.
Yeah.
So I know you probably haven't really been doing much. You got everything packed up.
Everything is packed up.
Have you done anything over the past?
Well, everybody knows that I've been working on SH2-112. It's not. I showed the picture of that already, but now I decided to move on. I think I got enough data. I just gotta do some processing on it.
Okay.
If you want, I mean, again, this is a really raw image. So if you just give me a second, I'll take a look at it real quick. Let's see. Load project. Load recent. Open recent project files.
Yes. Yeah, not for nothing, but having the ability to jump in here once or twice a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, like that, it really does help to keep me, centered, back on the reality of astrophotography and telescopes and such, because I literally have got everything packed up, and even if I didn't, there's no place to put my scope. My garage is literally full of boxes. I got no place to put a scope, so, and I'm certainly not going to tear that thing down and move it out of my house to set it up in the driveway to tear it down and move it back into my house. No, I'm not doing that.
That's ridiculous.
No way.
While this is loading up, just so everybody knows, Friday night there's probably not going to be a show. I'm driving my mother-in-law back to DC. She's going back to DC. And so there's probably not going to be a show on Friday night. I may throw something live. I'm going to be doing some imaging. I'm bringing my telescope down with me. I'll be doing some imaging from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Okay.
So,
Virginia, yeah.
Virginia.
So, it's like a Bortle 6, but it's definitely a lot better than my backyard. So my buddy Mark from Virginia, I'll be hanging out at his house, and we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm just going to get more data on. I've been working on another Western Veil because I didn't like the 80, the one I did with the 80. I wanted something with just the Western Veil in it.
Sure.
So I did that pretty. I got about 11 hours on that so far.
Okay.
So I think I'm about to start seeing what it looks like. I usually don't
Okay.
kind of look until I get over 10. So
Gotcha.
moon clone, star.
Yeah, right now, especially with we're just getting past new moon and everything, so a lot of LRGB stuff. So myself, right now I'm in the middle of my my post of the bubble nebula. So I'm working on that, doing the decon on that. But the edge has been getting quite a workout this past few days.
Nice.
So when it comes to the new moon, or when we get in this close to new moon, this is when I try to go after my favorite targets, which are I don't do them enough, dark nebulae.
Yep.
And so I've got one that I've been working on over in Cepheus, and I'm hoping I can be able to do another target tonight. But I think it's also time for me to get the Rasa back out, get the Rasa back on the mount, or either put it or put it on the AVX, and start going doing both.
So far, there you go. And I lost Eric, I think. There we go. You're back. Okay.
All right, what do we got here?
That is SH2112.
Nice.
It's a little nebula there. I gotta obviously brighten it up a little bit. I got some work to do here. I mean,
is this a planetary nebula, or
not as
just an emission? Just an emission.
Yeah, so that made it a little bit better. It made it pop a little bit. So I got a plan for this guy, and people that know music will get it. People that don't know music won't. But I got a little plan for this guy, so we'll see what happens with that. And then I got. Let's see if I got to open and Astro Acquisition, raw data. Is NGC, and this is only one shot with because I haven't stocked any of this yet. So here is the veil. The
veil. Okay.
Okay, and that's only one 5-minute shot with the 3 nanometer. So.
Yeah.
So I'm psyched to see it. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. But like I said, I'd like to get the Rasa back on to get some wide field stuff.
Yep.
Or like I said, or get the AVX out in the backyard and mount it on there and do that, because
that's why I decided to really get the Plus from the friend of mine.
Sure.
I wanted something for a get up and go type of thing, and that'll do it. So I could get my AZGTI, I could get my EQM35, something small, throw on my 200L with my 294, and just go, and whatever.
Yeah, just go.
So I think
for sure.
But I did have an issue. Actually, I didn't have an issue. My friend had an issue with the Meridian flip with the AAV.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this. Yes.
And the AVX.
Yep.
And in all fairness, it really didn't have anything to do with the AVX. I guess the biggest thing when you're first learning out with any of this stuff, 101 telescopes would be make sure your time, date, and location settings are accurate. It's kind of like Eric, you and I are IT. The first thing you ask is it plugged in? So the whole thing was he was in standard time,
Okay.
And so, of course, the plate solving failed after the flip.
Yeah, there it is.
So,
and you know, that's just like, you know, with, you know, as being in IT, if your clock is off, you know, by a significant time, nothing boots up properly, or you can't get onto the network properly. Nothing, you can't work properly. But no, but I'm glad you guys found it. I'm glad you found it.
Yep. Well, I got
to thank that's a relatively easy fix.
Yeah, but all you guys, I knew nothing. I was searching. I don't know anything about the ASIR Plus Pro, whatever. I know very little. I know enough to get by, but when it comes to stuff like that, I mean, the first thing I would have done was check that anyway. Thank God it wasn't anything more serious, but I gotta thank all you guys, you, Simon, Jason. I think Scott was sleeping somewhere. I think.
Yeah, the ASI is me and the ASI are two.
Yeah. So, but the whole thing was it was a very simple fix. And
so basically, did he have daylight savings turned on? Was it daylight savings turned on?
Time. So once
he was in standard time.
Yeah. So once we sat and went through the whole settings, made sure his latitude, longitude were right in the hand controller.
In the hand controller, right.
And once that was done, I left. I didn't see the Meridian flipped because the class was over. I was already there for 3 hours with him.
Sure.
Really nice guy. But he's just getting into it. It's got some really good photos, really good photos. And, you know, he just couldn't continue the night because every time he did a flip, then it crapped out. So I said, well, you know, there's a way around that. If it doesn't work out for you, just stop the sequence, wait a couple of minutes, wait for the object to go fully past the meridian, 5-10 minutes, and then restart the sequence. It'll flip to the other side on its own.
It'll flip to the other side. Yeah, it will.
So you know, it's not gonna slam into your tripod, hopefully. You know, but you know, it'll flip the other way. It'll go from east.
But it also, you know, so you know, but it's good to have the automatic because depending on what time the flip happens, maybe you know you probably already in bed. You know, probably, you know, totally already knocked out asleep. So,
well, there's a way around
but it's good
that
that you
too.
do that.
There's a way around that too.
Yeah.
So multi-target imaging, right? So you go up to the meridian, stop, pick another target, go up to the meridian, and stop. You know, that's it. Little counterproductive, but you could do it. You know, right. So if you decide not to, you know, sometimes people out there kind of do that. They think that the Meridian flip is totally like gonna screw them up. They don't like the registration. There's that toilet bowl again. Damn.
Wow.
Edith, get me a beer, huh? But but yeah, you can do that. But you know, you're gonna get two objects very slowly by doing that. But let's see. So yeah, so Meridian flips. That was definitely one issue. I've been having. I gotta tell you, the Nina Meridian flip. I love it. I do. I'm falling more and more in love with Nina, and now I'm getting into the advanced sequencer, not the simple sequencer where you just go how many pictures, how many did it, whatever, and that's it. It is cool, man. So you got a beginning of the sequence, the end of the sequence, and then the sequence in the middle.
Right.
So at the top, you write basically you're writing a script. You know, it's a drag and drop script because you know it's all the code is done, but they'll say, okay, you know what? You start the sequence, pull the camera, unpark the scope, do whatever, and then you can put a wait. You could say wait until. You drag that, says wait until, and you could do wait until a specific time to start the sequence, wait until astronomical dusk, which it will calculate. And it'll just throw it in there, and it will start at that time. And then the sequence starts. And it'll say, okay, you know what? You do your, center and solve. You would do your autofocus. You would start the guider, and you could force calibration, yes or no. I always do a new calibration anyway, but I gotta tell you, my guiding's been sick the past couple nights. It's been sick. I've been like, I'm trying to break 0.3. That's how sick I'm getting. And in New York, that is ridiculous with an EQ6. I don't know what you're talking about. This thing is awesome. I'm like, you could have your 60 and your 70 AG. You could have it. I'll take my no.
Hey,
Well,
with my
it helps that you're on a pier.
60,
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh gosh, yes. Because I tell you, with my 60, and I'm on that pier.
Yep.
I'm usually between 0.36 and maybe 0.28.
Wow.
With that pier.
That's awesome. So
it is. And now with that multi-star guiding, that multi-star guiding is huge.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's on PhD. I don't care if it's AAP.
Yep.
That multi-star guiding helps out a lot to get to get your guiding tight.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Now, are you using the multi-star if you're with your 8 with your Celestron?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are you using it?
Yeah, with the OAG.
Are you using OAG?
Mm-hmm.
Which OAG do you have again? I can't remember. Is it the Celestron?
I have the Celestron.
So it's the big prism.
It's the big prism. It's the 12. It's the 12
big
millimeter prism.
Yeah. So at that in that focal, you're using a focal reducer, right?
Yep, I use the 0.7, so I'm around just a little under 1500 millimeter. Yep, and I use the 174. Looks like we lost Scott, or he froze up there. So we have the one, and I have the 174 mm mini guide scope. You're breaking up, but I hear you.
Yeah, everyone's jumping online. The kids are streaming.
I don't know what is going on.
It's it's telling you like
everybody
the
at my house.
horror house.
I don't know what the heck's going on.
Get out. Go to Florida. But I think he's almost out.
Yeah, because I know the video's frozen up.
Yeah, Mark Ellis was being a joker with your toilet bowl. They wanted to know, is that a blender or a toilet bowl flushing?
Yeah. So you're at 1500 millimeter. You're at 1500 millimeter, right?
Just under 1500. Yes.
So how are you as far as getting guide stars with your OAG managed to pull?
You're breaking up on me. Yeah.
How many guide stars are you able to pull in?
I max out my gain. I'm using the 174 mm mini, so I have the large sensor.
Yeah, that's the one I use.
I can usually see maybe six guide stars, and it'll grab maybe 3 of them to do the multi-star guiding. It'll grab 3 of those out of 6. It'd be like 6 or 7. It just depends on the target and how dense and how rich it is as far as the stars. But yeah, the star field. But I'm usually, what I see and I'm counting, like this current one where I'm doing a dark nebula in Cepheus, and I was getting, I think if I count them, I think I was getting about 7 guide stars. And the one thing is with an OAG, it's not a perfect star. It's like a sliver. Yeah. Mine looks like a banana. It looks like little bananas. But it grabs them, and but also my guiding with the OAG, I've increased my my time, because when I'm using Narasa, and then when I was using my refractors, when I had my refractors, I was usually my guide camera at the time where it was refreshed would be about 2 seconds, 2 maybe 3 seconds. With the OAG, I've cranked it up to 5.
Okay.
So I'm at 5 seconds. I max out my gain, so I can actually see the stars, and it picks them up. Like I said, these past few days, I've been getting 0.38, a little bit lower. Just it's been solid.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You say you gain. Can you hear me?
Barely. Yes, my gain. Yes, I crank up my gain.
When you max it out, what are you maxing it out at? Is it 500, 600? What is it?
400 on the ASIR Pro for the one. Yeah, for the on the ASIR Pro is 400. And then I also I set my time to 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yep, because that's the maximum you can put.
Yep,
that's the max time.
Yeah,
that I can put.
Difference millimeters and 2700 millimeters is it's a big deal. That's a lot, and so I'm in a much tighter field. That's why I was curious to see, if I could get
three
guide
three
stars, if I could get three guide stars, I'd be happy.
Yeah, wow. I'm usually getting I can get about 6 or so, but 6 to 7 that I usually see.
50 millimeter Evo guide. I love it.
Yeah.
I get like 4.
Because trust me, you know what? I tried putting on my 60 millimeter refractor on top of that Schmidt, even with a Barlow, to help get the numbers, to get my guiding ratio down. Too much flexure.
Yeah.
Too much.
It's a lot of weight on the top of that tube.
Yeah, and then it starts out looking pretty, and then my deck goes freaking nuts. So that's why so that's why you got to have an OAG with these long focal length scopes.
That's why
you have to.
The camera that I bought from Ron came with the QHY OAG medium. I gotta look at the size of the. It's not that big though. I don't think the size is very good.
No, the cameras on those ones, those built-in, they're little tiny sensors.
Let's see, OAGM. It's cheap. Let's see. Thickness of 10 millimeter. 142. 8 by 8. Yeah, so it's tiny.
Millimeter.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really tiny.
Yeah. So it's made for that camera. That's why.
Yep.
So.
Right.
But that's not going to do. Because eventually, I know we were talking offline about eventually, once my EQ8R goes on my Pier, it's going to give me other options for for a Schmidt again. So looking at like a 9 1/4, maybe an 11. But that prism is not going to work at that focal length.
No. What's tough for me, especially with going after my targets, with the dark nebulae, it's kind of tough because the nebulosity is blocking the stars. And especially when you're with a Schmidt and you're at that narrow focal length, even at 1400, 1500 millimeters, you don't get a lot. If I'm aiming for the heart of that nebulosity, it makes it really hard. For me, that's why I'm saying I need to get the Rasa out because it's much, because I need that wider field, and I'm also going to use that 30 millimeter mini guide scope. Because it's like 120 millimeter focal length. F4, 120 millimeter focal length. So, sometimes doing, so for me to try a dark nebula, this is my first dark nebula with the Schmidt. So I'm very excited to see how it all turns out. But I'm actually heading towards another one right now. They're all in Cepheus.
Ron grew up the rotten fish. I don't know if you've seen the
Yes, fish. I did. Yes, the rotten fish.
That's a cool nebula.
It is. The rotten fish is a very cool nebula.
Yep.
LDN, I think it's LDN 1251. If
I
I'm
think
not
you're right.
mistaken.
Yeah. Yep. That's what was on the email as you put it out.
Yes, and I have gone after the rotten fish. It's one of my favorites over in this area. Cepheus has a lot of cool, dark nebulosity.
Yep.
It's a great constellation with full of that stuff. So I enjoy just hanging around in there.
I want to get the Witch Head in the winter.
Oh yes.
I want to get Thor's helmet in the winter.
Yeah, it's coming. Yep, it's time. It's coming. I mean, the Seven Sisters are out right now.
Yeah,
they're coming. Yep. They're out.
Yep. Well, Pleiades will be my next because I don't have a good Pleiades, so that'll be my next one. And then as Orion comes around, I want a better M42, and then
that's a goal for me as well.
By the time I get that, Thor's helmet and the Witch's Head will be probably back around.
And speaking of M42 and Nebula, I got a new filter. And I got the IDOS Nebula booster, the Z. I got the NBZ.
Yeah.
I got the NBZ.
Okay.
Which is supposed. It's 7 nanometer, and it works really good with the RASA. But the great thing is the haloing. It's opposed to, it eliminates the halos of those really bright stars. Because the NBS, which is the predecessor, had a really bad haloing and mirroring reflection effect. But the NBZ is supposedly kills all that. It eliminates that. So I'm looking forward to getting this on there. So. They do. So now
this filter is it meant for a color camera or mono?
It is. It's meant for a color camera. So I'll be using the 294 mono. I'll be using the 294 color, one-shot color with it. Yep. So when I use with the RASA, I've got to stick with a color camera. Because I do not want to keep going back and forth and switching out filters. And all of my filters right now, all of my filters are all in my filter wheel. I mean,
right?
No, I'm just gonna stick with one-shot color, and eventually, I've been bouncing this in my head, saying, should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? I might sell the 533 to put towards the 2600. To go with that, the crop sensor, but because it's been quite popular, quite a few people have had it. And it's been
that's what I did when I decided that I wanted to be able to not just shoot narrow, not narrow band, but narrow field, the tight field, at the 2700 millimeter. But I wanted to be able to shoot something wide. That's why I bought the Hyperstar. Sure. And I got that Hyperstar, and my first camera was the 2600 color. Mm-hmm. And I bought the Radiant Triad, the quad band filter. Okay. So the first time I set that RASA up, not RASA, the Hyperstar up, I'm going to be experimenting on some of those nebulas with that filter.
Let me know, because it's such a tight bandpass. Mm-hmm. They say it can work with the RASA or the Hyperstar, but with that type of a bandpass, I'm kind of nervous about shifting.
Yep, I agree.
I think it's 4 nanometer.
Yeah,
it's 4 nanometer, and then the one, there's one of them that's 5. Most of them, the other 2 are 4 nanometer, and there's one that's 5 nanometer.
Yeah,
I can't remember which is which, but
it's quad, because I believe it's got HA, HB, S2, and O3.
Yep.
So they're all different, bandpass lengths, so most of them are like a 4, I think maybe the O3 could be at a 5, and the other ones are around 4 or something like that. So the H beta alpha and
if you're
S2
really
could be around 4. I'm not sure.
If you're really interested in that, Trevor Jones did a video on the quad band, the triad.
Yeah, and the H beta is the 5.
The
H beta is the 5. Yeah.
Okay.
But Trevor Jones did one with the triad, and he posted some images of it, and he didn't have any problem with it. I think he was using it on his 8-inch Rasa. I think he was.
Okay.
I think he was using it on the Rasa. But yeah, you might check it out.
I mean,
I might have to check it out.
I gotta say one thing.
The problem is with this is that I'm sorry, Dan, but the problem I have with the Radian filters, and I have the original Triad,
right?
The original one. The expense.
Yeah.
Oh, it was $1,000 filter.
Freaking expensive.
It's 11. Actually, it's 1,100.
It's a lot of. I know it's a lot of work.
If you want to.
I know it's a lot of work to put these together. I don't dispute the work that these guys are putting in, into these optics, into this glass. I know it's painstaking. However, if you look at Optolongs, you look at the L Enhance, and the L Extreme, you look at the NBX, the NBZ, you look at Altair Astro, and they came up with their quads.
The STC stuff, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and and the STC dual bands and stuff like that. They are hovering. They are all, even the 2-inchers. They're all at or below $300.
Yeah. Yep.
That's got to be. Well, coatings. It's got to be the quality of the coatings.
Coatings and glass.
Who knows? Who knows? It could be, but to pay.
I know where you're going, Eric.
almost four times that amount for one filter.
Sorry,
I'm sorry. It's hard for me. It's hard for me. It's hard for my boss to, allow me to spend that kind of capital.
I mean,
on a filter. I'm sorry.
I hear you, Eric, and that's where you got to sit there and look at, do your due diligence when you're buying stuff. And if you're okay and you got the money to burn and you want to spend $11,000 on a filter, knock yourself out. But do yourself a favor. Look at Astrobin. Look at a picture with a $1,000 filter, and look at a picture with a $300 filter. Now, compare apples to apples. Use the same scope, same filter, same Bortle, whatever, and look at each picture. Now, does the filter justify paying $800 more? And that's the only person that could answer that question is yourself. So again, we talk about it all the time on the show. Beauty is in the eye of the imager. So you got to be really honest with yourself and say, hey, listen, you know what? That looks better. I'm going to spend $1,100 on this filter because it's awesome. And that's okay.
Exactly.
And that's all right. But I think you're right, Eric. We always talk about the law of diminishing returns when it comes to cash. And, does it justify a multiple of 4 cost on your imager? And it may not. Again,
it may. It just really depends.
Yeah, it really depends.
It really depends.
You got bad cataracts like I have. It's not going to make a difference.
No.
Well, I mean, it all depends on where you go. I mean, like the ones that we bought, Dan, that we hunted for almost a year.
Yeah.
The Antlias, right? They were, I think the H Alpha was $360, something like that.
Yeah, there was.
And
the
The 03 is more. The 03 was more expensive.
Yeah, it was $390, I think.
Yeah.
But then you go to the Astrodon, and they were, $1,100 each.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you go to the 2-inch, and they're $1,400 each. $1,500 each, something like that, for the Astrodons.
Yep.
Now, Tegan has a full set of Astrodon filters, and he said he'll never go back. He absolutely loves them, and he's used lots of different filters. He said they were freaking awesome. Now, he also said that the Antlias were an incredible choice as well as the Astrodons. That's why ultimately we went with the Antlias, because first of all we couldn't get the stupid Astrodons, But I would have bought the Astrodon if I could have gotten them, but
yeah, it looks like the Astrodon filters, let's see, are about $750 each at the 5 narrowband.
Yeah.
And that's
I was looking at the 3s.
That's a 50 millimeter diameter, so that's a big filter.
Yeah. Look at the 36 inch 3 nanometer. They are expensive filters. Actually, I think they were $800 a piece.
3 nanometer N2 filter. Well, that's
Yep.
They only have 50. They don't have.
Yep.
That's $1,200.
1,200.
It's on sale. It's $1,430.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So Astrodons, and I got to tell you, I had Astrodons in my S-Big. I had the I series Astrodons at 36 millimeter, and I spent the money because I know the quality of Astrodon. I've met Don.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. So and it's quality, but again, you pay for quality. So again, take a look. Take a look at the images that you're getting with the filter, and just take a look. Say, okay, I got an 80 millimeter Esprit or 100 and 102, whatever, 120, and let's pair it up with that filter, and let's see what people have taken, and take a look and see. And
the other thing that is important to factor in is that it's not like buying a camera. Where you may have to change it in a couple of years. As long as you take care of that glass and you don't do something stupid, it'll last you your entire career. You'll be able to give it to your son, and he'll be able to give it to his son.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As long as you
it's
take care
glass.
of it, yeah, absolutely.
It's glass.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so. Yeah, the long story coming back full circle around. I'm looking forward to seeing what that quad band, tri-band quad is going to do.
I'm very curious.
That's if I can ever get my stupid scope into the drive.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Real quick, Mark shot me a question about how am I doing my polar alignment with my SCT.
Yep.
And I use the AAP. I mean, I use the ASIR Pro, and it plate solves just fine. I can actually plate solve with using the 294, but that size sensor. With the 294, I can plate solve at f10, and it'll, and I can do polar alignment. Right? It has no problem. So. But I can, I also have a pole master just in case.
Yep.
So. But but I do use the ASIR Pro, and it has no problem for me to polar align.
Yeah. So you have no problem at that focal length at all?
No, not at all. Either not at f10 or at f7. No.
I got to tell you that I was doing polar alignment. Now, with the ASIR, I was doing it. It was a Red Cat, and we were using the F4 ZWO Mini, with a 120 Mini mm.
Okay, with the 120 mm Mini. Okay, yep. Sure.
Not knowing what I was doing with the polar alignment routine. I looked at the time. It still took me about 11 minutes when it showed me the clock.
Really?
Now, one of the biggest issue that I had, and it could have just me being heavy-handed on the turns, and I'm just not used to this. It's super sensitive, man. Like I touch the right. It is. I touch the right. I barely touch it. Then all of a sudden it says left 1.
Oh yeah,
it is sensitive. It's very
super sensitive, man. And I literally had to tighten up the left up to the pole, and then turn the right when I got close, just so it wouldn't overshoot it.
Overshoot, sure.
And
that's what I do all the time. Well, I used to do all the time.
Well, I thought it was very surprising that how sensitive that. And I would really I can't wait till the plus comes in for me. I can't wait to see. I'm gonna plop it on my scope, and I'm gonna see which is more accurate, sharp cap or the ASIR. I think that would find that actually you're never gonna know which is more accurate, but if they're close.
Bits are close,
Right.
yeah. Because for me, you know, I use the SIR Pro, I've used the PoleMaster, and I've used SharpCap.
Right.
And all of them worked fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, my guiding on doesn't matter either one I use on any of them I use. My guiding, you know, and my balance, my guiding is fine. My pictures are nice and tight, everything, you know, so I'm pleased with any of them. Any of those three work for me.
Yeah, and I agree with what you guys are saying. I also had the similar experience, Dan, with the azimuth. The azimuth knobs, right?
Okay.
Yeah, the azimuth knobs. Yeah, and but they, you know, I went from the CGXL, which the azimuth knobs, it had a very, very coarse threading on it.
Okay.
So, you know, in comparison to the Rainbow, those things, I mean, instead of it being, I don't know, maybe 24 threads per inch, like was on the CGXL, going down to 45 or 50 threads per inch, you know, on the Rainbow Astro. So, I mean, it's nice to have something that you just breathe, you breathe on it and it moves, you know.
It really is important to know your mount. It's really important. I am sure that I could get that polar alignment down if I was doing it all the time. 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. I'm sure that it would happen. But, when I do it on SharpCap on my house, I'm done in 2 minutes. Easy.
Yeah.
But because I know how much pressure to put on each adjustment. So I kind of know.
Right.
I had a question regarding the polar alignment routine in Nina. No, I have not tried it. As a matter of fact, I just saw Queeve's video on that. He went off on the plug-in store. He went crazy, and the guy's just funny, man. The guy's great. But
he is.
I definitely plan on checking that out. Not this weekend, probably not, because I'm going to be imaging from Fredericksburg. But when I come back and put everything back together the following week, I'll download the plugin and see. Right now, when you're away and when you're imaging, the worst thing that you could do is try out something new. You're just asking for trouble. So I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna do what works while I'm there. I'm gonna image for a couple hours and then go back to DC, go to bed, and then drive home on Saturday.
Yep.
So I can't wait to do that.
Yeah, something new when you know.
It would be something new if Scott had a good internet connection. That'd be something.
Time out.
You know what? He's going to Tampa. Tampa's a good sized city. They should have good internet.
Tampa. I'm looking at arc sine stretch because we were talking about that offline. Where is it?
Yeah, I know. Scott Headroom.
I'm telling you, it is. It totally is. It's Scott Headroom. Where is arc sine 16? So 16, arc sine H. So arc sine H stretch, when to use it? Best when used when you're ready to bring an RGB image from linear to non, meaning that we performed everything, including color calibration, gradient correction. Although it can be used with monochrome images, it's often used on only color images when other stretch functions seem to destroy the color information in the stars.
Gotcha.
So, and we all know. So we were talking a little bit before about what the difference is between your regular histogram stretch with PixInsight, and I just used RBA's guide. It's straight out of that. So if you don't have this, go grab the 2 books, and it's great to find out.
I think I'm gonna actually have to get the hard copy because I have the PDF. I have the PDF.
Too. You get both of them,
but I think I'm gonna have to get. Yeah.
Well, if you if you bought the PDF already, let him know.
Yes,
he'll make you a deal for the hardcover.
The hard copy. Yeah. Okay, I'll email him.
Yeah, tell him he'll make you a deal because I bought the hard copy and then I wanted the digital when I was imaging, and
sure.
You know, so just because the PDF's a little bit easier to search, but you know, it's he said, oh yeah, just pay me the extra whatever the difference is, and he'll do the same for you, I'm sure. But
yeah.
But that's so the ArcSign H. It looks like that. It looks to me that basically for color cameras, you can use it for monochrome. But it looks like to me from just reading that one little paragraph is that the main thing would be your regular histogram, your HT, your histogram stretch, and then if that starts screwing up your stars, you may want to try ArcSign H as a secondary stretch. So that's something.
Sure.
That's something to kind of take a look into. So,
okay.
New stuff is for full moon sites, full moon nights. It unless if you're doing the moon. But holy cow, it is so hot in here.
So here we were talking about a little bit about guiding with the Schmidts. So, show my screen here.
Sure.
So this is where I'm at right now.
Let me make you big.
Make me big. Make me big.
You are now big.
So there you go. Right now,
tell me what
I'm
numbers
at
you got, 'cause I got that small.
Sorry. Let me expand this. I'm at my RA is at 0.38.
Yeah, I thought that's at 3
arc seconds. My deck is at 0.18.
Nice.
And my total is at 0.42.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And this is with the Schmidt. This is with the off-axis guider. You know, I am on a pier. It doesn't look like I'm actually doing. It doesn't look like it. I'm not doing multi-star guiding. If I was doing multi-star guiding, I'd see more. You know, these little circles. There'll be circular. Little circles here. But I mean, I'm approaching right now. I'm approaching to get. It's hovering. Just at a 0.4. The low 0.4, 0.40. I could break, get under 0.38 at some 0.3 under some point. At some point I can get into 0.3.
It looks like you got a UFO as a star. That's
yeah. You see that? Yeah, it looks like little. There's like little, like little bananas or whatever. Yeah, well, it's just these little faint little guys.
You gotta focus that sucker, man. Come on.
It is focused, dude.
Oh my god! What the hell?
That is focused.
How is that focused?
That's an off. I don't know, man, but I'm telling you, this is it with my OHE. So it's crazy. Maybe. But hey, right now it ain't broke.
No. Hey, you know what? And again. And for the newbies out there, listen, it doesn't matter what these stars look like. I'm just busting Eric's chops. But it doesn't matter. If you're getting guiding on this, even though it's as oblong as that, as long as your photo looks good, who the hell cares?
Yeah, because see, right now I'm getting into the threes now.
Yep.
I'm at 0.39 now.
That's awesome. That's
yeah, I mean, it's freaking crazy, dude.
PhD 2.6.10 crashes. Thanks for letting me know. I've been getting the update splash screen, and I've been turning it off every time. So I haven't upgraded to 2.6.10 yet. I'm glad you told me not to do that. So thanks, David, because that's something that I will not do, and I'll keep on saying no until they fix it. So
it's so right now I'm in the middle of some serious dark nebulosity because you can. I mean, you see some stars, man, but they're not that many.
Nope. Yep. Hey,
So
you don't need
should
many
be fun.
to guide. I mean, you just need enough to keep that your target on your chip, and
That's it.
Yeah, you only need
That's
one
exactly
star.
right.
is there
That's
a
it.
checkbox to keep the screen from coming up in general? Yeah. So in PhD under settings, I believe under general settings, I might be a little, but look around. There'll be a checkbox that says look for updates on startup. Just uncheck that, and then it won't pop up on you anymore. But George Lutz said
But then again,
.10
remember,
works.
it won't pop up on you anymore.
No, but you just in 3 months or so, turn it back on. See what you see when 2.11,
Yeah.
2.6.11 comes up, download it, and
Yeah,
maybe
there you
there'll
go.
be a fix. It could be just something specific to your system, David. So, sometimes things work just like George said. 2.6.10 works fine on his system without an issue. Maybe something's different on his system than your system, so. It could work on some and not on others.
Make sure you're updated on your operating system.
Yeah, on Windows.
You guys didn't get. Yeah. Make sure your OS is updated.
Yep, yeah. You always do your Windows updates and all that kind of. Even though Windows drives me nuts, just like everybody else. But all right, so what do we got? We got 10.
Oh, so it's not just Mac.
No, it's not just Mac. Every computer has their glitches, and unfortunately, we find them because basically we just run a couple of programs, and
Yeah.
But it's a great hobby. I love doing this stuff. I can't wait to get the my SH Nebula done. I can't wait to get some more data. I believe I'm at. I'll tell you right now. I got. What do I got here? I got Astro Acquisition, more data, and where's the telescope?
So Tyler was saying that I should send my Cygnus wall in for an APOD.
He did say that. I saw that.
He said so.
Hey, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
They'll say no.
He gets picked.
Yeah. Let's see. So I got 76 5-minute shots of the veil. So that's 35, 38. So that's, what is that, 6 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So
I've got to, you know what? I've got to do another test. I haven't done I hooked up the 294 mono with the 8 edge to my laptop. I believe it was yesterday as a matter of fact, because I was doing because one thing I've gotten into the habit of doing is collimating every 2 days.
okay.
Is checking my collimation, and if it's a little out of whack, using the Tribatanoff mask or anything, yep. I do collimation again. But anyway, so I was using SharpCap and I did the smart histogram. Okay. I'm actually going to have to plan on doing a dark library and doing the recommended number of images that the smart histogram says to do, right? On each filter.
But we did that on the show.
Let me see what it happens.
We did that on the show, and I was running back and forth. Remember that night? I was running back and forth and doing the smart histogram and doing the flat panel and all of that. And it said for me to do 12-second shots and do only 13 of them. I'm like, dude, are you serious? That's like 160 seconds. It's less than 3 minutes of data. I mean, something doesn't sound right.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think I would do I would only do 13 minutes of data if I was doing Planetary and recording a video. That's the only time I would do 13 minutes of data. But I mean. It's
because right now I'm doing, I'm doing this dark nebula, and I am luminance. I'm doing 45 300 second.
okay.
Right, so it's 45 5 minutes.
So it's 225.
Yep, and then I'm doing 30 each of 3 minute RGBs.
So
I'm
90.
doing 30 of them.
So 90.
So 90 there.
So that's 270.
Yep. Yeah.
So
And
we're
I'm gonna stack off.
500 minutes. So that's 6, 7.
And this is basically about 8 hours.
Yep.
A little bit, maybe 7, maybe a little bit between 7.5, 8 hours.
Yep.
Somewhere like that. So integration. And I'm going to stack this all, and I'm going to see how it looks.
Why not?
Especially in an F7.
Yeah. Well, 8 hours is a good, starting point to see what it looks like.
To see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And then I can say, okay, I need to add more data.
Yeah, then you could say, hey, listen, SharpCap Smart Histogram told me this. And then, I did 8 more hours, and I got this.
And I got this.
Then you could do the, the law of diminishing return thing. Was that 8 hours really worth that?
Worth it.
And I'm gonna say yes, it was worth it. But I'm just.
That's me too.
That's
me
just,
too.
Yeah.
I take the smart histogram with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but I think it's a great idea. It's really
it is.
But I don't know how they're coming up with that end total of.
I don't know how Robin's coming. Yeah, I don't know how Dr. Glover's coming up with those calculations.
And
that he would be awesome to have on the show.
Maybe I'll just throw a line out to him and see
he would be awesome to have on the show.
Yeah.
I would love to pick his brain on all of that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. How do you come up with that? How'd you come up with the flat wizard? How do you all that kind of stuff. So I think that would be kind of. I'll
do it at such a low price.
Yeah, how do you do that for $15 a year? I mean, I don't care if you get 10,000 people or more buying it. $15 a year. I mean, it's. I would pay $60 a year, $70 a year.
Easily.
I would pay
easily
SGP prices.
If you went and did that as a subscription, and it was for $50 to $60 a year.
Yep.
Okay.
It's $5.
I just call it just the normal part of doing business.
I spend more than that going to freaking Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. $5 a month. But that would be a great thing to do. But we're coming up on about 4 minutes left.
About 4 minutes.
Yep. We don't have our closer. Jason is floating around the country, working his butt off, I'm sure.
And soon he'll be on vacation. He'll be on a well-deserved vacation soon to head up to Michigan to see his folks.
Yep.
I think this we say he's going to be doing after this next trip.
Yeah, he's going to be spending time with his parents. So.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. He deserves it. He works his butt off, man. I'm telling you. And everybody does.
Absolutely.
This guy's job, I know I couldn't do it because he's away from his family, on a normal year, a non-COVID year. He's away from his family 250 days a year. And
yep.
I don't know if I could do that. I'd flip out.
I know I couldn't.
No.
I definitely could. It takes a special type of person and a special type of family to do that, and I can't give the guy enough credit. So
absolutely.
Hats off to the Janes family, and hopefully Jason gets home safe and has a great time with the family. So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that being said, so we spoke about Meridian flips, we spoke about filters, we spoke about
new cameras,
new Planetary cameras. Oh, and we have a giveaway that we're going to be giving away, and I'm going to be promoting on the show probably next week when I get some more pictures. So the Neptune planetary cams?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
So one of our lovely benefactors, I don't know if they want me to tell their name, and I won't until I get the okay, has donated to AstroWorld. And we're going to be doing a giveaway, and all you have to do is I'm gonna put it on YouTube, and you go on YouTube, you put your email address in the comments, and you'll be entered in the giveaway. And
nice.
So we'll be giving away not 2 at once. We'll be giving away 1 right now, and we'll probably be giving that away probably for Thanksgiving area. We'll pull the winner.
Very cool.
And we'll do that. So, you're gonna hate me on Facebook. I'm gonna be all over promoting this thing because it's gonna be crazy. But maybe I'll do it in a Pennywise costume. But we'll see. So
he's gonna come from behind a red balloon with the camera in the other hand.
With the camera.
Dude, I want to do this so bad. I got the hair to do it. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
I'm gonna get the orange spray paint. You know, but I'll have. Do I have to shave the goatee?
I don't know, man.
Nah, I can just turn it all white. Right?
You can just turn it off. Yeah, who knows?
It's already half white anyway. So.
There you go. Just blend it all.
You know, you just got to get the red going all the way up across your eyes.
Jen will do it. That'll be fine. But,
that'd be funny.
So we got guests. Don't forget, next week we got Sean Nielsen coming on next Wednesday. He's going to be talking about his YouTube channel, Visible Dark. Visible Dark, and
he hasn't even been drinking, folks. Oh, I stand corrected.
So we have him, we got Pete Myers, we got Warren Keller, and we have Mr. APT. We'll just leave it like
nice.
That. So we got a huge lineup going on. I'm going to start promoting these guys month after month after month. I'm not just going to let it slide. I'm going to actually promote this stuff so people can see what's going on at AstroWorld, because we really got a lot of stuff going on. We want to get it out to as many people as we possibly can, because we got some awesome guest stars coming down the pike, and hopefully the Christmas one will be the topper, but we'll see. I'm gonna try.
We'll see.
So bad. But that being said, I know that coming up later on, we'll have Tom Bramwell again to promote the Arco when that comes out. And plus the Play software that is coming out very soon. So we got some really good stuff going on. So check it out. If you want to know, I'm going to put the calendar up on the website. Check it out at astroworldweb.com. Check it out. And if you want a shirt, we need to order 12 at a time. So order a shirt. I got polos and T-shirts. If you want a size bigger than extra large, add $2 to the price, and if you want to know the prices, hit me up at dan@astroworldweb.com, and I'll talk to you. But that being said, Eric, final thoughts?
No. It's this was a great show, a lot of great content. I'm looking forward to seeing Sean next week, and we got a lot of really cool things happening towards the closing, the latter part of the year. So exciting stuff.
Yep, it's gonna be cool. I'm psyched. I love having guest speakers. I really do. I think that's
so we don't have to talk too much. We can let them do all the talking.
I know, it's awesome. Those moments of dead air where you're just like,
we don't have much of that.
No, we don't. We all like to talk about this stuff, so we don't have many moments like that. But Scott, final thoughts? It's like Jerry Springer. Final thoughts. And that was Scott's final thoughts.
And now Scott Headroom has said it all. See you next Wednesday.
Needs to be fixed. Please.
My internet sucks.
It does, man. Get out of that.
Get to Tampa.
You're going to Tampa, the land of the geriatrics. They don't even have internet down there. I mean, come on.
Jeez.
But all right. So I'm gonna leave everybody with some. Wait until after the credits, because I'm gonna leave you with an image that is gonna stay with you for a long time. And that being said, have a good night, everybody. And as always, remember, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you next time, next Wednesday on AstroWorld.
I'm really nervous to see what's
Bye for now.